Thank you for joining me today, Anna from Flow and Purpose. I wanted to offer you a guided meditation today to recognize something that is part of our everyday experience and sometimes is subject to inflated spiritual ideas, but it's actually much more normal and accessible. Your true nature as awareness. And that's putting words on it and perhaps encourages conceptualization, so don't go there. Just follow along in the meditation if you feel this way inclined and see what there is to see for yourself. So feel whether you would like to close the eyes or whether you'd like to keep them open. Either way is good. And rest your awareness within the body and notice the bodily sensations as they appear. Maybe there's a certain pull towards moving the body, but let it settle in the seated position that's comfortable. And if this impulse to move arises, just observe it. And of course, if the seated position is not comfortable, do change. But once you find your position, leave it as it is, without unduly moving the body. And feel the feet on the ground. And relax the soles of the feet. And let it feel as if the soles of the feet are expanding. Feel the weight of the body in the buttocks, in the parts of the legs that are touching the chair or whatever surface you're sitting on. And notice maybe there's a tendency to picture that in the imagination or to subtitle it with thoughts. It's all okay, but observe that and feel the sensations. Feel any sensations in the belly area. Maybe there's tightness there or spaciousness. Feel the sensations in the chest. And feel the sensations in the throat. The sensations in the head. And feel the sensations in the crown and the top of the head. And it is as if the crown of the head is opening, softening. And feel the space around the body. And feel the breath. Observe if the breath is deep in the abdomen or whether the breath is more in the chest area or even higher. And follow along with the ebb and flow of the breath. And if the mind is distracted and pulls you into different directions, that's okay. Just observe that and bring the attention back to the breath. In and out in a gentle flow. And see if the sensation can be that the body's breathing. It is not you breathing. You observe the breath. There is awareness of the breath. It is the breath that appears in awareness. And perhaps there's a pull to objectify awareness. It is not as if awareness can look at itself as an object. If you notice there's a tendency to do that, there's a tendency in the mind. That is also observed in awareness effortlessly. And notice as you are aware of the breath, what the experience of the body now is. Maybe the physicality of the body is less on the foreground, and the body is experienced more as an energetic flow. And don't latch onto the words if that's not your experience, or if that brings you towards the thinking mind. Let it go. Just observe. How is the body appearing now in awareness? And if there's certain areas of the body that are asking attention, have a look if there's an emotion connected to that particular contraction or tension in the body. And as awareness, it is always safe to allow feelings, emotions to arise. The body has an innate intelligence. It is only the feelings, the emotions that can be processed, that arise and then disappear. So stay present with whatever is appearing in your experience right now, and observe it together with any physical contraction where that old emotion is being held. And welcome it. See it. And see how it's possible to allow it in its entirety without getting lost in it. So without identifying with it and coming together with it as if there's nothing else. Remain as the awareness that is aware of that emotion. And by its very nature, it is welcoming. By its very nature, it is loving. So by its very nature, it can be present with the emotion, even if that emotion is difficult. And even if there's a tendency in the mind to substitute other things so that the emotion is not felt, now it's possible in a very safe environment to just hold that emotion and allow it. And observe, has the emotion and the physical sensations that are connected to it, has that changed in any way? Have the sensations changed location, or the feel of the sensation has changed? Has there been a certain release? If there hasn't, that's also quite okay. And bring now the attention to the mental body and observe, are there many thoughts? Are there thoughts with a sense of urgency? Are there thoughts that are just in the background? Or is there a sense of quiet in the mind? And the mind does not have to be quiet. Often we have the tendency to assume that in order to be able to see awareness, to recognize one's own nature as awareness, that the mind has to be quiet. The only thing that is required is that we don't merge with the mind as if there's nothing else. If thoughts are observed, that by itself is evidence that the awareness that you are is not the thought, that the thought itself is an appearance, an object in awareness. And that is not to say that the thought is separate from awareness. There's a great simile that likens awareness to space, and it is as if the thought formations are the wind, the breeze that's integral to the space, and these formations form and disappear of their own accord. Notice if there's a tendency to own the thoughts and see, are you at this present moment doing anything to make these thoughts arise? Or whether it's the experience that the thoughts arise by themselves. And notice now how the body's sitting here, how the breath completely naturally is moving in and out of the body. Perhaps as an experience surrounding the body, if the attention is in the energetic body. How emotions, sensations, and mental patterns are arising and ebbing and flowing of their own accord. And how the entirety of this time, there's a choiceless awareness that is aware of all these goings on. And this awareness is aware of its very nature. There's nothing that you do to be aware. Another aspect of this awareness is being. It's your natural state, and there's nothing that you need to do to be. And if you think that you have to do something in order to be, that's a story in the mind. And another aspect is existence, the fact that you exist, we exist. There is existence in this very moment. At the phenomenal level, there is quietness, peacefulness, perhaps a sense of joy, contentment, a sense of equanimity. Compassion or good disposition towards everything that's appearing. And if you followed this meditation with your eyes closed, I invite you to very gently open the eyes now and keep the attention as awareness. So apart from the fact that the eyes open and the visual field appears, awareness remains. And thank you for joining me today for this meditation. Have a look at when you close the video and move on with whatever else you're doing. If you can have this quality of attention, this quality of awareness as a background to what's appearing, be present as you move into action and as you move into, maybe a more active way of being. The being does not disappear. The being is always here.